Hello, very good evening and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of iON Business. This evening's program is all about the vaccine, how we are encouraging our community, our workplace and the staffing to get the vaccine, get it all rolling out, maximize the doses to get to the light through the tunnel. In tonight's panel I have Muhammad Nurul Ghaffar, who is a well-known solicitor within our community, and on the further right I have Shah Muhammad Ibrahim Mir, who is a local businessman within our community. Very good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to iON Business.
Good evening to everyone.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Ghaffar Bhai, let's start with you and we'll go back to Ibrahim Bhai. The vaccine rollout, has that been really successful? Have we as a community, has the government pushed, especially the minority community, has it really been pushed enough for us as a community to take the vaccine, especially our elderly, where we had an issue about it being halal and not halal? Has that myth gone away? Are we getting all the vaccine to our community?
Thank you, Amir Bhai, and through you, my salam and greetings to all viewers of iON DP. So, আমাকে আজকে invite করার জন্য আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ এবং iON TV কে ধন্যবাদ. So the question you posed basically, so, in my view, data suggests that the ethnic minority community are the worst affected during this pandemic, and ওটা vaccine, of course, rollout, আমি মনে করি the UK is one of the leading nations to get vaccination, এবং এটাতে সাকসেসফুল, এটা আমাদের অপোজিশনও স্বীকার করছে এবং সবাই আসলে অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েট করছে. সো আমি মনে করি rollout overall is successful and is going with a very nice pace as well, and almost all over 25 has been vaccinated, or at least one dose. So for our community, basically, it's very essential to be vaccinated. I believe our community leaders, religious leaders, imams and activists has posed the community, try to encourage the community members as much as possible to get and vaccinated. There are rumors and basically which been countered by the experts relevant in the relevant fields, like doctors and the religious scholars has basically dismissed any conspiracy theory or halal haram or whatever it is that's been rumored. Still there are a few, maybe I believe that's been reduced a lot now, and rollout has been very successful.
Do you think we're still a little bit behind in terms of the gut gear, or in terms of the vaccine? Do we need, our community needs a bit more encouragement?
আমার কাছে এরকম আসলে community wise statistics নাই, বাট ওটা আসলে হওয়াটা আমার কমিউনিটির ব্লেম করাটা আমি মনে করি না ভেরি জাস্টিসেবল. হাউএভার আমরা তো এই যে প্রিজুডিস, কিছু সুপারস্টিশন আমাদের কালচারাল ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড ইনহেরিট করি, দ্যাট কুড বি ওয়ান অফ দি রিজন ফর হোল্ডিং দ্যাট ওপিনিয়ন ইউ আর সাজেস্টিং. বাট আমরা কাছে কোনো ডেটা নাই যে আমরা কমিউনিটি আমরা নিজেরা হোল্ড ব্যাক করছে. আই বিলিভ all the community members have that educated enough now, as knowledge আছে, given অন্ততপক্ষে যে community memberরা affected, their household members affected, that have been thought through the say shock of losing the near and dear people. So how come they hold back themselves and not vaccinated?
But given that Amra community is the worst affected, so Amra really we should be in the forefront of getting all this and saving lives, saving the loved one.
Yes.
Because Ibrahim Bhai works with, he has different businesses. He's Amra the staffing. How are you encouraging them to get the vaccine? Khoroka, Dauka, get your family members.
Thank you, Amir Bhai, আপনার মানে আমাকে সুযোগ দেওয়ার জন্য. ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে অত্যন্ত ইম্পর্টেন্ট, ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট থিংস অ্যাবাউট দ্য ভ্যাকসিন. ফার্স্ট থিংস, আমি মাই বিজনেস ইন South Hall, Indian area. Most of my staff, they are from Pakistan and Indian, and the customers also from all over the Asian customers. And many people come first. They want to make sure we are hygiene properly maintaining the business, restaurant business, and we have the proper setup, every tables, or before we have the table set up, we should have the sanitizer on the door, mask sign in the door, and we had to put everyone mask, and when the vaccine arrived, everyone, first of all, whoever was the elderly people, I encourage my one chef, and another one is tandoori chef. He said, my age is not enough to vaccinate it. They not let me do it. Then I explained to Bangla, আমি তারা এনকারেজ করলাম যে আপনি ভলান্টিয়ার হিসেবে একটা অপশন আছে অনগিয়া, কারণ আমি পাবলিকের কাছে যাওয়ান লাগে, আমার তো পাবলিকের কাছে যাইতে হয়, আমি মসজিদে ভলান্টিয়ারি করতে যাই বা ইয়াতে যাইতে পাবলিকের কাছে যাইতে হলে আমার একটা ভ্যাকসিনেট থাকলে আমি সেফ, এরকম একটা অপশন আপনি আছে নিচে, আপনি এটা চুজ করলে হয়তো বুকিং করে ফেলাতে পারবেন ভ্যাকসিনটা তাড়াতাড়ি নেওয়ার যে প্রক্রিয়াটা। তো এইভাবে আমি প্রত্যেকের জন্য বুকিং করে দিয়েছিলাম। তো তারা প্রথমটা মার্চের ভেতরেই আমি আমার প্রত্যেক স্টাফকে, ইভেন 3 জন পাকিস্তানি এবং 2 জন বাঙালি, একজন ইন্ডিয়ান, দুজন ইন্ডিয়ান, একজন গোয়া আর কি, একজন পাঞ্জাবি, তো তারা ভ্যাকসিনেটেড হয়ে গেছিলো আমার, কারণ আমিও নিয়ে নিয়েছিলাম এইভাবে এই প্রক্রিয়াতে। তো ইমিডিয়েটলি 15 দিন পরে আবার ওই প্রক্রিয়াটাতে তারা অনেকগুলো ক্যাপ লাগাইছে যে কোথায় কাজ করে সার্টিফিকেট লাগবে। তো কয়েকটা মোস্ট অফ দ্য সেন্টারেতে আমার পার্সোনালি আমি এনকারেজ করছি যে ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে যেন সবাই রেডি থাকে, কারণ যেহেতু গভর্নমেন্ট এটা অনেক চ্যালেঞ্জিংয়ের মাধ্যমে এই ভ্যাকসিনটা নিয়ে আসছে, তো অফকোর্স আমাদেরকে এটা অ্যাকসেপ্ট করা দরকার। আমি যদিও দেখছি যে আমাদের অনেক রিলিজিয়াস লিডাররাও কিন্তু এনকারেজ স্পিচ দিছে, বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটি, এবং আমাদের অনেক এমপি যারা বাঙালি কমিউনিটি থেকে এমপি হয়েছে তারাও কিন্তু স্পিচ দিছে। ইভেন বরিস জনসনে কিন্তু সকল ধর্মের বর্ণ সকল জাতিকে করছে, মানে সবাইকে আগ্রহ প্রকাশ করার জন্য, স্পিচ দেওয়ার জন্য কমিউনিটি লিডারদের কাছে আহ্বান জানাইছে। তো সেই সুবাদে আমি এবং আপনি বা যারাই আমরা রেসপন্সিবল পারসন বা কমিউনিটি চালাই বা কমিউনিটির আমাদের ওয়েল নোন ফেস, আমরা যতটুকু ব্যক্তিগতভাবে আমরা এনকারেজ করছি, আরও যারা এখনও পর্যন্ত যদি আমরা পিছিয়ে পড়ে থাকি যে ভ্যাকসিন নেয় নাই, তাদেরকে আমি মনে করি আমাদের এনকারেজ করা দরকার, ভ্যাকসিনটা অত্যন্ত জরুরি।
Let me get Ghaffar Bhai into it. Ghaffar Bhai, ওদের যেমন ইব্রাহিম ভাই হইরা, যেমন if you're in the service department, আমরা তো I am sure a lot of people have missed out. যারা সার্ভিসও আসেন, they can really put themselves forward for the vaccine. They didn't need to be at a certain age.
ওটা আসলে কি যে যারা সার্ভিসে আসেন তারা তো প্রায়োরিটাইজ সার্ভিস, যারা গভর্নমেন্ট তো সিস্টেমটা এভাবেই ডিজাইন করছে যে তারারে আগে ডাকার ভ্যাকসিনেশনের লাগে। ইব্রাহিম ভাই নাইসলি হয়েছেন, এর পরেও যদি কেউ মিসড আউট হন যে বাট দে ফিল দেমসেলস দ্য ইনভলভ ইন সার্ভিস ইন্ডাস্ট্রি, স্পেশালি পিপল লাগে অ্যান্ড পাবলিক ডিলিং করা, এরকম রেজিস্টার্ড চ্যারিটির যারা ভলান্টিয়ার আছেন তারা ভলান্টিয়ারিং কনফার্মেশন ওই চ্যারিটির আইডেন্টিফিকেশন নিয়ে বুকিং করতে পারেন, নিজেরা সেলফ বুকিং নিয়ে ভ্যাকসিনেশন করতে পারেন। বাট আমি মনে করি না আসলে আমার হচ্ছে স্পেসিফিক ডাটা নাই, বাট আমি মনে করি যে অ্যাবাউট 25 যেহেতু অলরেডি ভ্যাকসিনেশন অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্ট দেওয়া হয়ে গেছে কি, সো কেউ অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্ট পাইছেন না ডিউ টু সার্ভিস সেক্টর, এটা আমার মনে হয় না কেউ লেফট আউট আছে আর কি। হ্যাঁ, ইন এনি কেস যে কেউ যদি লেফট আউট হয়ে থাকেন, আমরা মনে করি তারা নিজেরা আগাইয়া আওয়া উচিত, আইয়া নিজেরা বুকিং করিয়া এনশিওর করা উচিত যে যাতে নিজে সেফ হইন, নিজের ফ্যামিলি মেম্বাররা সেফ হইন, এবং যাতে ওভারঅল কমিউনিটি আমরা প্রোগ্রেস করি, এটা দেখি ভ্যাকসিনেশনে সবার আগে আওয়াটা দরকার।
I'm sure, I mean, the over 18 are being rolled out in some areas of the UK as well.
Yeah, at the moment.
So this is going into full force. So really, I mean, how unethical is it for employees to avoid taking the vaccine in an environment where most of the employees have already taken vaccine or are taking vaccine? So is it unfair to say 1 or 2 members of, in any one of your business saying, I'm not taking the vaccine? Is it really, could it be against the law? I mean, it's not written in law that it can be, it's very unethical, very
Well,
selfishness.
একটা personal selfish আমি কইমো যে self destructive if not selfish basically. So এখানে যাইন vaccine নিতাই না, so he is endangering himself and maybe his family and near and dear one. So the colleagues who has taken vaccination already, they are safe basically to some extent, of course, and they will not be affected by him if he is affected. They are low risk, and he is in danger of getting infected from everyone basically who are working, although there is guidance still in place to maintain the social distancing and other measures. However, that may not be sufficient to avoid any infection. So whoever not taking, so thinking otherwise, say all this conspiracy theory, etc., I think they are that's suicidal basically. That's destructive, self-destructive, and that's harming their families as well, endangering their families and risk.
Ibrahim bhai, in
Yes.
terms of apart the area, you're working with very not just the Bengali community, the Pakistani community, the Indian community.
Multicultural people is there.
In terms of, was it easy to? Do you think was it easy to encourage them in terms of business, where you're running 3 different businesses? How easy was it? Encouragement of the vaccine of
the vaccine
employees?
about the vaccine wasn't very easy to encourage people, because there's the many the religious people, even though not only the Muslim, some Christian lady also come over to my shop and they're asking me, there is a human tissue, this and that, this is not very perfect for the human body, there will be 5G activating, and that's why they're making the dividation belonging to the humans, and they want to active the 5G. This kind of things coming from every community, but especially as I am a Muslim people, and some Muslim people also come to me and ask me, is this halal or this and that? I said, this is, in Quran as well, or our hadith as well, if you are ill, you should take the medicine. Many medicine, we don't know what is in it. And আমরা জানি না কত কিছু আছে অন্য মেডিসিন আমরা খাই প্রতিদিন, তাহলে এটা নিয়ে কেন এত বিশ্লেষণ? আমি এই জিনিসটা জিজ্ঞেস করে বললাম যে ভ্যাকসিনটা যেহেতু আমাদেরকে, আমরা only one the nation will be vaccinated, whole nation. This is the UK people, the first whole nation will be vaccinated.
We could be an example. I mean, we are an example.
পুরো পৃথিবীতে আমাদের নেশন যে
UK, we are one of the first countries to produce the vaccine, and
we produced, we buy from the whoever made it, whoever created first, we buy the lot from them, and we vaccinated our nation, and we will be the 100% vaccinated by the time of August or September, the government announced. I think this is a very good advantage to take everybody the vaccine. Many people in Bangladesh, look, there is no vaccine to take. Now it's stopped. Some service people, they got the vaccine in Bangladesh. Now whoever missed, nobody get. Somebody got the 2, somebody didn't get 1. Because there need encouragement, I think, in Bangladesh.
Of course.
একটা জিনিস মেবি ভ্যালিডলি একটু এক্সপ্লেইন করা দরকার, পসিবলি আমরা যদি প্যানেলে একজন মেডিকেল ডক্টর থাকলে আর more effective হইতো. However, the reason some people are raising is that blood clotting from Pfizer, not Pfizer, sorry about that,
AstraZeneca.
So, but that has been explained enough by the government and the experts as well, that risk of getting blood clotting, especially by the females, are very, very rare, and say several hundred millions has been vaccinated with this type of vaccine. But percentage is so low that
but
that sort of
medication and all medicine, there is a side effect.
Yeah, that's
every medicine has the side effects. Yes.
So that should not say a reason to withhold from vaccination. And superstition and মানুষের the conspiracy thing is there.
Yeah, they work. Yeah,
some people thinking it's basically say spread by the political for this reason, not say. Some not only our community, as আর মেইন স্ট্রিম যে এথনিসিটি তারাও কিন্তু এরকম আছে আর কি। আমি একটা পার্সোনাল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স তো নয়, months ago, nearly a month ago, over a month, a white gentleman turned up in my office saying, I want to do a statutory declaration. So what kind of declaration? He's making basically a declaration of one signed before a solicitor. So asking, he explained very many things. His right under the law, universal declaration of human rights, hygienician, and cited various verses from Bible saying, I don't want to be vaccinated. So as a solicitor, I want to make a declaration before you.
Mm-hmm.
So I politely denied and explained why I don't want to be involved in this, and it should not be take that position. So the point I want to make is that's kind of mentality is everywhere. However, this responsibility
is educating people, you know, and making them understand and so on.
Yes. So that responsibility goes to primarily, I believe, to the family member who have that understanding, to encourage other family member not to withhold them from the vaccination, and obviously the surrounding inner circle and close ones. Then wider community leaders are doing their jobs as well. So hopefully, with the effort of everyone will be protected.
The vaccine
life will
passport the government was discussing weeks back. Do you think that could be fruitful? Do you think that could come back on the table, where the likeliness of the full lockdown not going ahead on the date that is planned? Do you think that could come in?
ওটা একটা বাই প্রোডাক্ট আসলে, যদি তারা করে আর কি। অফকোর্স এটা তো আর ফাইনাল প্ল্যান না, তারা ব্যাক করছেন যে ট্রাভেল রেস্ট্রিকশন যদি থাকে, যে ইফ ইউ আর নট ভ্যাকসিনেটেড ইউ উইল নট বি অ্যালাউড টু ফ্লাই, অ্যান্ড দ্যাট মে এফেক্ট the daily life even after lifting of the lockdown.
That'll be difficult for everyone then.
That should give pressure on the people who want to. Yeah.
Do you generally think the business owners or businesses in whole could really ask employees to produce a vaccine certificate like the travelers? Could that be a possibility where?
Yeah, but এটা. Yes, of course, employers have their choices to, and they can change their
they can ask
roles
for the employer.
However, there is no law to compel someone or to be asked by the employer. So you cannot come to work without being vaccinated.
No, this cannot do, because this is not law.
But
by law.
Employer can encourage employees, obviously, and can offer some incentive to encourage them, various types.
That could do, yeah.
But the risk is still there, and if someone denies, I will not take vaccination.
I'm not interested, yeah.
Then it's a bit tough.
They cannot force, yeah.
And but there may be some corner. There's been employer can go around and put more pressure on the employees to get vaccination as a standard practice, or a internal role to continue a job, or being selected for a job. Basically, the employer can play a big role. Big role, I think.
Ibrahim Bhai, Ghaffar Bhai, has, in terms of the last 1.5 years since the vaccine has started, do you think the business industry has actually moved on a little bit forward in terms of because of the vaccine rollout, or is it just becoming a norm, or every business just going by day to day?
Well, ভ্যাকসিনেশনের লাগি অফকোর্স এটা কন্ট্রিবিউট করছে, to move on. আমরা অফকোর্স এই গভর্নমেন্টের যে ডিক্লেয়ার করছেন রোড ম্যাপ ওটার পার্ট হিসেবে বিজনেসগুলান ওপেন হয়েছে এবং যেটা অনলি টেক ইউ আসলে ফর দি রেস্টুরেন্টস অ্যান্ড আদার তারা এখন ইন হাউস রেস্ট্রিক্টেড নাম্বারে এন্টারটেইন করতে পারেন ক্লায়েন্ট তারা কাস্টমার্স অ্যান্ড ইজ ভ্যালিড ফর অল every business basically. And that is due to the improvement and in a rise in rollout of the vaccination. Basically, the government dared to do that. They have planned to lift the total restriction on 21st, but today's news is that may be deferred by a couple of weeks or four. But the motion is there. The people who has been vaccinated are feeling more confident to go out.
Yes, that's
whatever
true.
it is, and customer businessmen as well
Feeling a lot more confident.
feeling more confident,
Yeah.
and basically that's pushing towards the normalcy. Although the risk is still there, however, who have been vaccinated are feeling more confident to go and do the business whatever
Normal day
compete.
activities, yeah. They're getting more confident.
So
yeah.
in terms of Ibrahim bhai, so
Yes, sir.
in terms of আপনার restaurant industry, আপনার আপনার the grill house and other businesses after মানে the customer অকল আইরা you know you feel serving them a lot more confidence than you would have done where it
That's
was
true, yes. Without vaccinated and after they vaccinated, that is lot different. যখন আমি ভ্যাকসিন নিছিলাম না তখন কিন্তু একটা ভয় হইতো কার মধ্যে কি আছে না আছে, অনেক দূরে ভাই বাইরে যান শুধু একজন আসেন, আমি ভিতর থেকে মাস্ক লাগিয়ে রাখতাম, ওনাদের মধ্যে মাস্ক পরেন। এখন ভ্যাকসিন যখন আমি দুইটাই নিয়ে নিয়েছি ভ্যাকসিন নেওয়ার পর থেকে একটা কনফিডেন্টের মধ্যে এসে
confident in your own self.
জি ওন সেল, মানে আমার নিজের জন্য একটা কনফিডেন্ট পেয়ে গেছি এবং আমার যারা স্টাফ তাদেরকেও একটা বাকি ছিল। আমি আইসা কিন্তু আবার ইমিডিয়েটলি আমি বাংলাদেশে ছিলাম গত 2 মাস, তারপরে আবার আইসা কিন্তু ইয়েতে থাকতে হয়েছে আমাকে, কোয়ারেন্টাইনে থাকতে হয়েছে। আমি বলছি যদিও 1750 তারা নিচ্ছে, আমি মনে করি দিস ইজ দ্য বেস্ট ওয়ে, কারণ তারা রিকগনাইজ করতে পারতেছে কোনো লোকটার রোগ আছে কারণ নাই। আমাদের সাথে অনেকেই পজিটিভ হয়েছে 8 দিনের দিনে, অনেকে 2 দিনের দিনে পজিটিভ হয়েছে, হোটেলে ধরা পড়ছে, হোটেলে থেকে গেছে। আর যদি বর্ডারটা একদম খোলা থাকতো তাহলে কিন্তু বাইরের দেশ থেকে আমি আসছি বা যেই আসছে ইংল্যান্ডে কিন্তু আবার ভাইরাসটা
back into the community, back into the locality.
জি, এই জন্য আমি মনে করি এই সিস্টেমটাকে আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাই, যদিও আমি পে করে আসছি অনেক টাকা, কিন্তু এটা তারা ভালো একটা সিস্টেম করছে। আমরা ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে নেওয়ার পরে অন্য বাইরে থেকে আবার যেন আমরা affected না হই বা অন্য নতুন কোনো ভাইরাস।
Maybe that could have been done early in the stage of
that would be
film
fantastic
where,
idea,
you know,
yeah.
I think a lot of other countries done that long before us.
জি, মিডল ইস্ট গুলো করছিল।
Gentlemen, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll come back and carry on with the discussion. Viewers, stay with us. We won't be very long, just a short break. We'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum, very good evening. Welcome back to iON Business. This week's topic is about vaccine and workplace vaccine, how we can encourage our community, how we can encourage our employees to get the vaccine done and protect each other. My guest tonight is Muhammad Nurul Ghaffar. On my right is a well-known local lawyer, solicitor, and the further right I have Shah Muhammad Ibrahim Mir, who is a local businessman, a very well-known businessman. Gentlemen, welcome back after the break. We were discussing the vaccine rollout, the vaccine benefit, how we can encourage our community and any community, you know, how we can encourage at least, you know, however many we can, and get that vaccine, you know, rolled out to maximize, you know, the benefit of it. There is hesitant in all the communities, a little bit more or a little bit less, but worst affected are our community, the Bangladeshi community, the Pakistani community, the Indian community. I mean, the hesitant, I think, is a little bit less within our community. So the encouragement from people like yourself, established businessmen, law-abiding citizens, how we can get them to understand, look, it's a must, it's a requirement, it's the only benefit the population, the community. Ghaffar Bhai, I mean, in terms of although we're talking about business increasing and how we can confidence by having the vaccine, coming if the government announce whatever they are planning to announce in the next 24 hours, ultimately if they say that we're holding it back for the next 24 hours, should the public be scared? Should the public be more cautious, or should they carry on going and getting the vaccinated more as possible?
Obviously, go and get vaccinated. That's the first thing to do.
First,
don't be scared. That's message from every corner, everyone, but be cautious. Obviously, so there is no reason to think there's
the reason you're saying be cautious, the vaccine hasn't gone away, we can still protect it.
Disease has not gone away, and there is prediction that they will not go away ever, but we have to live with this disease and cope with this, and first and foremost to cope with is being vaccinated. Secondly, both মনে করছে যে বোধহয় improve করে লেছে, death rate and other stuff been drastically reduced, but recent statistics অনুযায়ী আজকে হলো যে as you mentioned 7,400 almost infected, which is 2,500 more than
the last 24 hours.
So that's alarming, and that's giving a clear message the virus is still here, and the only way to get to normalcy is being vaccinated. So don't be relaxed, don't be afraid. However, at first opportunity, go and get vaccine. That's the message we want to everyone want to spread basically. And in terms of life cannot stop, but we have made many sacrifices in every term, and we are still doing it. However, life have to go on, move on, and the move on করতে গেলে আসলে আমরা ভ্যাকসিনেশন ওইয়া যে এই ডিজিজের লগে অ্যাডজাস্ট করিয়া কোপ করার লিভ করার যে অ্যামুনিশন আমরা গ্যাদার করার দরকার, so that virus cannot defeat us, rather we can defeat the virus.
In terms of the business community, Ibrahim Bhai, business community, we are the business community is relying on the vaccine, so that the population, the more of the population can get vaccinated, they're going out and about, restaurant
more secure,
shopping goes could still, in terms of we are still sort of guided as per of the pandemic. So যত ভ্যাকসিনেশন হইব অত
আমাদের জন্য ভালো,
মানে business how but at the moment obviously the business is still affected. A lot of business are still not a full force working order.
You're true. আমাদের যদি আমরা যারা ব্যবসায়িক, আমাদের জন্য সবচাইতে উত্তম হচ্ছে যদি আমাদের কাস্টমাররা সবাই ভ্যাকসিনেটেড হয়ে যায়, তাহলে তো তারা একবারে রিল্যাক্সলি আমাদের ব্যবসায় আসবে, খাওয়া দাওয়া করব, বা আমার যে আরও ব্যবসা আছে ওইগুলোতে সার্ভিস নিতে আসবে, তাহলে আমাদেরকে সার্ভিস দিতেও সহজ বা সার্ভিস দেওয়ার লোক পাবো। এখন যারা নেয় নাই তারাও স্কেয়ার্ড, এবং কম পরিমাণে নিচ্ছে মনে করে, অনেকে যারা নিচ্ছে মনে করে যে অনেকে নিচ্ছে না, এই জন্য তারা বের হয়ে আসতেছে না। আমি মনে করি ফুল নেশন উই শুড টেক দ্য ভ্যাকসিনেশন, উই শুড বাংলাদেশের যে বর্তমান পরিস্থিতি, বাংলাদেশে কিন্তু ভ্যাকসিন পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না। প্রথম স্টেজে যারা নেয় নাই, তাই আমার মনে হয় যদি এইখানে তারা ভুল করে, যারা আমরা বাংলাদেশি ন্যাশনালকে বাংলায় বলবো, যেহেতু বাংলা টিভি, যেহেতু আপনারা অনেক ইনফ্লুয়েন্সের মধ্যে আছে, তাদেরকে ইনফ্লুয়েন্স করেছে রিলিজিয়াসলি, ধর্মিকভাবে, ধর্মীয় একটা কোনো মেন লিডাররা কিন্তু কেউ কিন্তু বলে নাই, ধর্মীয় অনেকেই আমাদের মুফতি মৌলানারা কিন্তু সাপোর্ট করে গেছে যে এটা নেওয়ার দরকার। অনেকে নিচে অনেক যারা নিজেদের করে, অনেকে অনেকটু বেশি বোঝার মতো অনেক ধর্মীয় লোক আছে না, তারা অনেক পরিবারকে ডিসকারেজ করছে, মিসলিডিং করছে, মনে হয় এই জন্য অনেকে স্টপ আছে নেয় নাই। তো এটা অনেক বড় ভুল করতেছে। পরবর্তী দেখা যাবে যে কিন্না নিতে হইব, যদি তারা সরকার এটা এখন তো ফ্রি দিচ্ছে, কিন্না নিলে কিন্তু প্রাইস হাই হইব। যদি বলে যে এটা এখন যারা আমরা নিয়ে নিছি আমাদের যদি করোনা না হয়, যারা নেয় নাই তাদের যদি করোনা হয়ে যায় আবার বা তারা অসুস্থ থাকে, তখন তারা কিন্তু ঠিকই মনে মনে অনুতপ্ত হইব যে আরে আমি তো ভ্যাকসিন নিয়েছিলাম না, এই জন্য আমার হয়েছে, ইমুকে তো ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে নিয়েছে আমার পাশে, তার তো হচ্ছে না। তখন কিন্তু ভ্যাকসিন বিচরে বা ভ্যাকসিন পাইবে না, তখন যদি টাকা দিয়ে বিক্রিও করে কিনতেও বাধ্য হবে। যেই জিনিসটা এখন বর্তমানে বাংলাদেশে কিন্তু হচ্ছে, সেম থিংসটা কিন্তু হ্যাপেনিং ইন বাংলাদেশ। 3-4 মাস আগে, লাস্ট 3-4 months ago also Bangladesh government giving a vaccine to everyone, but now they stop. I don't know why, what's the reason. People now they are wanting
shortage of supply
or anything, whatever it is. People are now desperate to take the vaccine from Bangladesh, but there is no stock or some supplies or something happening in Bangladesh. That situation could happen here. That's why we as a Bangladeshi community, I want to say every Bangladeshis, please, whoever didn't take yet the vaccine, please go today or book your appointment and take the vaccine. Everyone, I'll invite everyone and I'll welcoming to everyone to take the vaccine. Thank you.
Ibrahim, you own travel business as well.
Yes,
I mean, how important is it for that industry?
It's
I mean,
very,
this is
very
the worst
good.
affected industry in terms of the
travel
whole.
agent, yeah.
So I mean, in terms of what are you looking forward to in terms of the vaccination, the world going back to normality, business in that industry,
Look, this everyone know that is this the coronavirus, COVID-19 more affected only one sector business, is this travel agency or travel, because there is put the restriction to all over the world to movement. Now at the moment some countries they are in the amber for some people. If some people taking 2 vaccine already they're taken, okay, go home quarantine, no need to stay in a hotel. This kind of things happening. That's why I think the vaccine for the travel business, vaccinated everyone is very necessary. And once the whole world people will take the vaccine, people will be secure and people will mentally secure. And mentally will thinking, I'm vaccinated, that virus not going to be affect me. That's why I think, and some countries' role and government rules also they are apply. You see if somebody want to fly from one country to another, they need a PCR test. The COVID test, PCR, which is you have to pay something money, 120. I pay in Bangladesh also 3,000 taka. Once I fly from here to Bangladesh, I had to pay 120. Those are included because of whoever now take the vaccine. Once you have the 2 vaccine, I think there will be some law coming up. There no need any vaccine, the PCR test or anything.
A few of our European countries are, is it by law, is it France or Germany, if I'm not right, that you have to have the vaccine to get into the country? Is that amplified, or was that just a basic government sort of talk?
The rules are fluctuating basically around these days around. So obviously there are some restrictions, and who has not been vaccinated, they are affected most of these restrictions. And vaccination, if you have vaccinated, and there might have a way out to travel if necessary. Obviously the British government are acting on very rigidly on traveling, and although there is some option of traveling on traffic light system they are trying to introduce, however everyone is discouraged to go overseas. That do not restrict people, basically cannot restrict people from traveling on personal necessities. We cannot maybe our community members are thinking, we don't go to holidays. We can go to holidays within the UK. However, if we need to travel to Bangladesh for family reasons and other stuffs, we cannot avoid that one. That's one thing. Secondly, the people like Ibrahim Bey and others, they are businessmen. They may need to
Rely on
travel.
yes.
Due to the business necessities, they need to travel. And more than that is your safety of yourself. And you can be affected at your, say, locality. If you are not,
most definitely,
you
yes.
don't have to go France or other countries to be affected. You know, we can be affected in our
In the UK as well, yeah.
locality. So in my office or business, so get vaccinated. There is no alternative to that basically. So what you would ask, as I said in the beginning, জীবন তো থামে থাকতো না. So life will move ahead. So schools are open. Even if you are at home, your children are going to school. They can be bring the germ at home.
Bring the virus at home. Yes.
Yes. So save your family. As the bio bubble. So we can try to create that one at home. Get tested whenever have the option, and get vaccinated basically. So if the children can go to school, and the businessmen who basically had to leave on go and open the business, the employees who need to feed their children and families, so we need to go to work.
They need to go out and do their job.
Yes, and basically we cannot rely on government assistance for a long time. The government have to reduce these facilities gradually. Whatever the furlough and other schemes which are running now, that has to come to an end and at a specific time. That may not be very far. And in my calculation, my opinion, that the longer it continues, that will affect the taxpayer most. You know, we need to pay back. You have to pay back to the government
today, tomorrow, within the next 50 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's help each other, and let's help the government as well to
get back to normality.
Back to normality.
I mean, Ghaffar Bhai, Ibrahim Bhai, I mean, one thing that's I have in my head, do you think, I've seen in the beginning of the pandemic where you are able to go into supermarket and so on, you had people already wiping the trolleys, you know, antibacterializing the trolley. Do you think that it has decreased, where it's leaving it to the people who is using it? Before, I've seen a lot of supermarket had someone of the employee actually cleaning that and passing you the trolleys or passing you the basket. Do you think that should have carried on, or is it stopped now, or is it gone less?
That should carry on, obviously.
That should carry on, but this is not applying. I think many people are decreased.
That's the human nature, basically. When the things goes for a long time, we become lazy.
It just becomes laziness and
all this stuff, and that's sometimes overconfident. Say, I have been vaccinated, or I am safe now. Most of the people have been vaccinated. So let's be quick, skip that one. So that's a mistake.
No, the other thing is, now people know the basics. You know, you should have the mask, you distancing people, you know, social distance. And the other thing is, once they go home or wherever they go, they wash their hand, sneezing, you know, very carefully. That wasn't before. After the COVID-19, they're teaching 4 or 5 things to the people about the hygiene. I understand you talking about used to do the lots of hygiene stuff, buying lots of you know, the sanitization they buy used beginning of this pandemic, but people have stopped to do this. I think not exactly 100% stopped, but they learned many things to how to maintain.
It has reduced.
Yeah,
but do you encourage that to carry on?
Control,
do you think that everybody should really carry on that, just to be on the safer side, just to be safe, and just to, you know, open up, so that we can open up and in that
should not be lazy. I think these things. I think personally should not be lazy about this matter. Should be careful. As it is like before, not maybe need 100% like that before. When was the pandemic 100%, but now should careful in many sectors. I think they should carefully run their life, I think.
Yeah, this lockdown and the virus has changed our lifestyle basically.
Everyone.
And that should go into our habit. Doing these things every time you go to a supermarket or dealing with the outside world and when coming back home as well. So I believe yes, the laziness can occupy us, but we should be more conscious and continue the good habits. And reduce the bad habits.
It's not bad carrying on, even if there is no virus. If the virus is all gone, carrying it on.
That's not harming.
No.
Yeah. So why we should give it up? So
this is basically personal hygiene. The people, if they're maintaining personal hygiene, like this is the part of it, I think. Like Islamic people, they're doing wudu and things. And I think বাংলাদেশি যারা নামাজ পড়ে বা আমরা যারা মুসলিম নামাজ পড়ি এটার মাধ্যমে এই রোগটা থেকে পরিত্রাণ পাওয়া আমি মনে করি ভেরি ইজি। আমরা যদি ওজুর মাধ্যমে কিন্তু 5 বেলা থাকি এবং একটু সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্সে থাকলে মাস্ক থাকলে আমি মনে করি না এটা আর ভেরি একবারে স্ক্যারি যে মোমেন্টটা ছিল আগের। It should not be like that, very scary. তাহলে তো জীবনটা থমকে যাচ্ছে, মানুষের জীবনে বাঁচেই কয়দিন, বুঝছেন না? ভেরি স্ক্যারি ভাবে আমরা থাকছি, অনেকে কিন্তু এই স্ক্যারির জন্য হয়ে গেছে একবারে, অনেকে ডিপ্রেশনে চলে গেছে যে কোথায় যাব কি করব না করব। আমার এক
আমির ভাই, আমি যেটা আপনার পয়েন্ট আসলে রাইটলি পয়েন্ট আউট করছেন, there are the two sides here, the businesses and the customers, so we talking about we're discussing the customer side, but the businesses has to be responsible as well, and the business who are used to do this cleanly stuff and provide this support to the customers and to the employees, that should be compelled to some extent to continue that same facilities. I'm totally agree.
Absolutely. I mean, they should carry on. They're protecting their customers, protecting the people who are spending money in the supermarket or shops or whatever services.
Restaurants.
So carrying it on, making you safe, making the whole of the people or your customers safer.
Yes. Obviously, and that should have that responsibility as of now. I don't think no business can escape that. If anyone notice, they should notify the employee, the businesses, and if necessary, if they are deliberately violating that or ignoring that, that should be reported to the concerned
by the council.
authority.
Yeah.
So, I mean, going back now, the supermarket, most of the business, especially the supermarket where you've got raw fruits and vegetables, should the supermarket tell the customers to less of the contact on the certain product of the fruit or vegetable and so on? That should really come naturally to the customers. Don't touch it if you're not gonna buy it, or less of these.
This is the more
because at the end of the day,
now.
this is what it is. It's passing on from.
No, at the moment, I don't think this that should apply.
That's
like
really
this. That will be scary again. Come back to the people.
Yeah, that's really sometimes not very difficult. If not,
no doubt about it. It's very difficult. Yes.
And initially, when the outbreak was first identified, that cautiousness was very much there. But as I said earlier, that's been reduced now. Obviously, a business should make aware, put appropriate notification, and the staff should encourage the customers so that the contamination can be avoided at the highest level.
At the highest level.
So that should be in place. That should continue. Even after going to a lifting of the restrictions, but always business has limitation as well. They have to make a balancing between attracting customers and protecting them basically. So that goes back to customer as well. That's all has to be responsible, and no business would be would like to put in an impression that this is not very friendly or
all of it.
Friendly and very rigid, and we are not comfortable in shopping there or going out there. So that will that's a risk of losing customers to the business. Then, and that's why maybe they are reducing. Could be one of the reasons. However, both sides should be responsible and try to keep everyone safe.
Gentlemen, I would like to thank you. We're coming to the last bit, a few minutes of the program, but before you go, Ghaffar Bhai, you've got a minute just to say whatever you'd like to say to our community and anybody that is watching anywhere around the world, whatever you advice you have from your profession, from your working with the local community, please go ahead and say a few words.
Thank you, Amir Bhai. Amar appeal to community members, our life should go on to normalcy. So jara vaccination ehono neওয়া হইছে না, please don't be prejudiced. কোনো কারণে ভ্যাকসিন নেওয়া থেকে বিরত থাকবা না, দূরে থাকবা না. Everyone go and book vaccination, protect yourself, your family, and come back to normalcy so that we can go to full swing economic activities. And be cautious, but don't be afraid. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ghaffar Bhai. Thank you very much. Ibrahim Bhai, a few words before we wrap up the show, please.
থ্যাংক ইউ আমির ভাই, থ্যাংক ইউ দর্শক আপনারা যারা দেখছিলেন আমাদের আয়ন বিজনেস। আমরা আজকের যে ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে কথা বললাম, ভ্যাকসিন অ্যাকচুয়ালি যারা ব্রিটেনে যারা আমরা বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটিরা আছি, যদি আমরা পিছিয়ে থাকি ভ্যাকসিন নেওয়াতে, তাহলে কিন্তু এটা আমাদের জন্য একটা শেম। কারণ ইংলিশরা কেউ কিন্তু পিছিয়ে নাই। এক দেশে থাকলে ওই দেশের রুল ফলো করা এটাও একটা ইমানের অঙ্গ, এবং আইন মেনে চলা এটাও একটা ইমানের অঙ্গ। যারাই যে ধর্মের আছেন, বাংলা ভাষাভাষী, হিন্দু আছেন, মুসলমান আছেন, যারা আছেন, সবাইকে আমি আহ্বান জানাবো যে আপনারা সবাই ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে নেন। লেটস ভ্যাকসিনেটেড এভরিওয়ান for yourself and for your family, and carry on the normal life activities for the Britain and for whole world. World will be COVID free and everyone will be vaccinated. This is my say and this is my hope to everyone. For the Pakistani community, for the Indian community, or for any community living in the UK, I am inviting everyone, whoever didn't take a vaccine yet, please come and please go and make an appointment or booking your NHS and take the vaccine.
Thank you very
so
much, Ibrahim Bhai. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your precious time, for being here so late in the evening. We look forward to having you again in the panel. Viewers, this is the time of the program to come to an end. Until next time, what I will say is please come forward, go and get your vaccination, look after each other, look out for the community, look out for the neighbours, and stay well, stay safe. Until next Sunday, Assalamu alaikum. Have a very good evening.
Allah Hafiz.